All right, there we go. We are live. Let's go. Hello, hello. We're back online. Hope everyone's doing good. Let me give it a couple seconds here. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Gonna give it a couple seconds, allow some people to get in, and then we'll get going here. Hope everyone had a great week. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? Gonna give it a minute here. A lot of boxing going on, huh? Let me give up a couple seconds. Well, hope everyone's doing great. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Behind the Ropes. We had a fantastic weekend of boxing. Canelo Triple G finally over. No more. No more rivalry. Uh, Great fight. What do you guys think? Canelo looked good. The fight went a little bit different than I expected, but then again, it is two world class fighters going at it. Triple G, I would say looked interesting. Could be different reasons, right? Don't know what you guys thought about his his fight there. We'll begin with Triple G. I think Triple G. Honestly, I think it probably was more of an age thing. Um, it was man. It had to be age. I know it was a 168 fight. I know it was his first time fighting there, and it's kind of hard to judge whether or not it was his age, because he hasn't tested himself at a new weight class, and of course, it was a weight class 8 pounds above what he's used to. So I mean, that's a difficult task in its own, right? Not only to go up 8 pounds, but to fight the best fighter in the world. Uh, so I mean, perhaps it could have been that, but then again, Triple G did know Canelo, right? They did fight two other times prior to this. Yes, it was a couple years ago, but nonetheless, I mean, 24 rounds with one fighter, you should know that fighter more or less, at least somewhat, right? Um, interesting fight. Interesting fight. Depends how you want to see it. Um, to me, I thought it was a great fight, but both fighters. I mean, I know a lot of people expected Canelo to knock out Triple G, especially because of his age. But when have you guys seen Triple G that hurt or hit the canvas, right? Um, might have been a tall task, right? I mean, I know we all expected Canelo to possibly end Triple G, but it's hard. It's hard to stop someone that's never been stopped, especially someone of that caliber. Triple G um, is durable. He's a durable fighter. He can take a punch. He can give it. He goes 12 rounds. He's not known for slowing down, so to speak. But the competition has not been there as of lately, right? I mean, since the last Canelo fight, he really hasn't fought nobody of that caliber anymore. So it could have been deterioration, right? He did take a lot of time away from competing at that level. Uh, you can't do that. I mean, to fight the fighters he's been fighting and then go in there with someone like Canelo with no fight in between was a lot to ask for. That being said, I still think he did okay. Yeah, he looked a little slow, especially at the first half of the fight. Um, I don't think anybody really expected Triple G to look that slow, especially at the beginning. Me personally, I expected a little bit of the opposite. I thought Triple G would have came out a little bit more aggressive, if not with volume, but with power, right? Some power punches to really try to make Canelo think about what he's about to go through. I didn't see that. Um, Triple G kind of took a step back, so to speak, in the first half of the fight. He kind of didn't really take a risk, right? He kind of went in there, jabbed a little bit, didn't really throw any power punches. Kind of looked a little bit skittish to throw a power punch. I mean, it could have been the speed and the precision of Canelo, because I mean, Canelo was tagging him a lot and very accurately. So getting hit that accurately that frequently will make you think twice, especially about opening up. So it could be some of that too, right? It's difficult to say because he is 40. He is 40. It could be age, right? It was interesting fight. Um, I expected Triple G to show a little bit more. Didn't quite impress me as far as what I expected him to do. He did turn it on a little bit late, but at that point, I mean, it was way too late. He really didn't turn it on until like maybe round 9, round 10, and then by that point, I mean, Canelo was way ahead of him by then. Um, it's gonna be difficult to bounce back for Triple G after a performance like that. Yes, he went 12 rounds, but to me, I think he only won maybe 2 rounds, if that. I mean, maybe three, probably the last 3 rounds, right? You probably could give him to Triple G, but other than that, it was a wipeout. I mean, complete wipeout. Um, Canelo did his job. What's next for Canelo? Um, it's going to be interesting. He is going to take some time off, which makes sense, especially after the last 4 or 5 fights that he's been on. He's just been on a tear. Uh, it's time for him to take time off. It makes sense. Hopefully, gets that hand healed and gets back to action. Maybe May or June, depending on recovery. But hopefully, for me, it's June, and I'll tell you why. If Canelo gets out of the picture, I personally feel we're finally going to start seeing the fights that we need to be seeing. Right, Benavidez, Charlo, Plant. Like these guys need to start mixing it up. Um, I don't. I don't think Benavidez will get a shot to with Canelo next. I don't see it happening. I know during fight week, Team Benavidez was there. They had one of their fighters on the undercard. David Benavidez, of course, was there. A lot of interviews, a lot of behind the scenes type of stuff. A lot of conversations about David Benavidez and Canelo, right? Especially in the post fight press conference. Not sure if any of you caught that, but um, they kind of came in a little hard on Canelo as far as the whole David Benavidez thing. It's interesting depending how you see that. Me personally, I don't think it's going to be a good fight with Canelo and Benavidez yet. Yet, main word, yet, and I'll tell you why. Benavidez hasn't tested himself. He hasn't been in there with somebody that you can honestly say, you know what, Benavidez might take a nail today. I don't personally remember seeing him in that type of position. It's usually been just a B side or a C side type of fighter. Usually C side. I mean, I haven't really seen him compete. So to me, that's gonna be something he needs to take care of. I don't know if we'll get the fight that we need to see if it's next. It's you can't go from fighting C class fighters to expecting to dethrone the best fighter in the world. I don't think it can happen. Um, and I want to see a good fight. I want to see Benavidez and Canelo at their best. I don't want to see Benavidez going in there and kind of get schooled by the more solid veteran fighter, right? It happens. No matter how much talent you have, how good you are, how young you are, if you don't have the fights, underneath you, you don't have that grit, right? You don't have that grit because you tested yourself, you've gone through it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. I personally rather see Benavidez and Charlo next. I know neither of them really have anything going on right now, so to me, I don't understand why we wouldn't get that fight next. They're both on the same side of the street, so there's that lame excuse, right? That excuse can go out the window. There's no reason why we can't get Benavidez fighting one of these guys, right? Charlo and Benavidez makes perfect sense next. But will we get it? Probably not. Probably not. More than likely, we'll probably get Benavidez versus a C class fighter once again. Same thing with Charlo. Charlo probably fight another C class fighter. and on they'll go, right? They'll fight their C-class fighters, and then they'll go on social media and yell and scream that they demand Canelo, just like always. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I'm tired of it. I want to see these guys compete. I want to see the best versus the best, and I want someone to test Canelo, right? I don't want to just see Canelo do the same thing as always. Like at some point, one of these guys should be able to step up, test themselves, and go for greatness, right? At some point. Uh, but if they don't test themselves, they go over there and just yell and complain. I want Canelo. That's just not gonna get it done. Even if you get the fight, are you gonna win? Probably not, right? Probably not. And that's something I don't want to see. As a fight fan, I'd rather see Benavidez test himself, get that fight, get that Charlo fight, or get that Plant fight. You know, really go in there and show us that you're ready for a Canelo fight, ready to take that step and possibly dethrone Canelo, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see a Benavidez that's ready to go in there and possibly dethrone someone like Canelo, not go in there and collect the payday. That's that's more of the same. We don't want to see that. Um, so with that being said, they have time. Canelo's going to be on the sideline. He's not going to fight for a while. Time to go to work. Time to go to work. I hope it happens. Will it happen? I don't know. Probably not. Knowing PBC, they'll probably just, C-class fighters, and then they'll go back on social media telling you guys that they're ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. Not like that. Not fighting C-class fighters. To me, as a fight fan, I want to see these guys go in there and compete with Canelo. Not go in there and collect a check. Nah. Like really test yourself. That's what should happen. Will it happen? We'll see. We'll see. Um, I'm not sure. I hope it happens. They have the time. They're on the same side of the street. I'll say that again. Same side of the street. So there's no excuse why we wouldn't get that fight. Uh, it should happen, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, that's my little rant on that. Other than that, that's all I really saw with the Canelo Triple G fight. Um, as far as Triple G, I feel he probably should go back down to 160. Personally, I would like to see him fight someone like Munguia. I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, Someone like Munguia would probably give you a really good fight. Not a lot of defense there, a lot of offense. Makes a lot of sense for both fighters at this point. So to me, that's what makes the most sense for Triple G. Someone like Munguia. If not Munguia, then maybe shoot. I mean, Jamal Charlo, if he's gonna stay at 160, or a fight that I really would like to see, Jermell Charlo go up to 160 to fight Triple G. Now that'd be the fight, not Jamal. Jermell. To me, Jamal should go up to 168. He should have been going up to 168. I really don't see any fights at 160 that are really intriguing for someone like Jamal. I feel like he's ready for 168 and to compete with those guys, the Plant, the Benavides. I think that's where Jamal should go. I would like to see Jermell get a Triple G fight. To me, that makes my god. As a fight fan, that'd be the fight to make. That'd definitely be the fight to make because of the styles. Jermel's more fan friendly. Triple G at his age, the way he looked against Canelo, I think makes a lot of sense at this point. But we'll see. Triple G is a free agent, so he has the freedom to go which side of the street he wants finally. Um, so we'll see. I think Triple G should be back hopefully January, February at the latest. He probably shouldn't be away from the ring that long if he's going to keep fighting. It didn't sound like he's going to retire, so I don't think he's going to retire. Personally, I think you're gonna see him at 160 against probably someone like Munguia, but we shall see. We shall see. A lot of options for someone like Triple G now that he can officially go back down to 160, right? A couple championship fights for him there, so we'll see with Triple G. Canelo will be shelved. Triple G has options. So, overall, a good night boxing. As far as the undercards, trying to think if anything really stood out. Uh, Geez, not really. Yeah, not really. I mean, honestly, it was just the main card for me, as far as the most entertaining fight. Uh, so, anyways, I'm switching subjects here. As far as news, what's been going on this week? Spence and Crawford is well, kind of official, right? November 19th in Vegas. It's not quite official yet. They haven't signed on the dotted line, but that should be hopefully in the next couple of days. Um, so expect an announcement. But it sounds like it's pretty much concrete. November 19th in Vegas. More than likely, probably T-Mobile. They haven't announced it, but I'm thinking probably T-Mobile for a fight of that magnitude. I really don't think Mandalay Bay probably be too small. But great fight. Finally, we're gonna get it. Interesting fight. Interesting fight. Me personally, as far as right now, I mean, it's still early. Things can change, but it's gonna be an interesting fight. I personally feel Crawford, to me, should be probably the favorite going in. Um, but it's a 50-50 fight. Like, it is an interesting fight. Earl Spence can definitely cause some damage to someone like Crawford, right? Crawford hasn't been tested against someone like Spence. This is the first time that I can honestly say Crawford's probably the smaller guy and probably not even the favorite in the fight. So it's going to be a good fight. Very good fight. I hope to be there. I'm going to try to make it out there for November 19th to be in Vegas for that fight. Great fight. Um, Other than that, I don't think there's too much news going on as of yet. There is a couple fights this weekend. Shakur is back Friday night. I'll try to go back live again, probably Thursday or Friday, more than likely Friday. We'll see. Depending what else is going on during the week, maybe there's any more fight news, maybe something comes official. But other than that, I think that was it for news. Um, Spence and Crawford, I mean, doesn't get bigger than that. We're finally going to get it. Will it be the fight that we expect? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We probably should have got that fight 2 years ago, right? Maybe because it's not official yet, but I don't know why I'm not as excited as I was maybe 2 years ago for that fight. A lot has happened between then. Yes, they're still undefeated, but it's not the same fight probably would have been 2 years ago. But we finally got it, right? We finally got it. So we'll see what happens with that fight. A lot more time left before we hit November. So we'll talk way more about that fight as we get closer. But I'm glad it's finally official. I'm not super excited. I know it sounds crazy, right? I am a boxing fan, but I think they just over marinated this one. Maybe I'm wrong. I have a feeling that this one might have just got over marinated. Yes, it's for undisputed. Yes, they're still undefeated. But between Earl Spence accident and perhaps maybe being, I mean, he's made weight, but he's probably should have moved up to 154 maybe a year ago. So I don't know. A lot of questions for me. It's an interesting fight, yes, but a lot of questions, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. As we get closer, we'll talk more about that fight. Other than that, I think that's it. Not so much more going on as far as news. Floyd does have an exhibition or fight. I don't know what he's calling it, but he fights on Saturday if you guys are interested. Other than that, that's basically it. I'll try to go live again Friday. Make sure you tune in on Instagram, follow Behind the Ropes. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Behind the Ropes here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. I'll post all our news and updates there. I have a lot more going on behind the scenes, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.